Welcome to the Cowboys versus Ninjas Podcast. We're diving into some awesome flash fiction today. You guys sent us some truly thrilling stories, and we can't wait to break them down. We've got a real mix of fantasy and historical intrigue this time. Buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. First up, we're going under the sea with Tides of Fury. This story really makes you think about sacrifice, like what would you give up for love? I mean, seriously, what part of yourself could you possibly trade away for a shot at real connection? The logline kind of lays it all out there. A mermaid warrior trades her fins for a chance at love with a human prince, but her quest becomes a deadly race against time and the treacherous magic of the sea.
Oh man, that sounds intense. And after that, we'll be setting sail with undercurrents of conspiracy. This one's got a legendary explorer, but get this, he's also the last of the whole ninja clan. He's on this epic voyage to circle the globe, but danger lurks everywhere, both on the open sea and even among his own crew. It's like the logline says. A legendary explorer with a hidden ninja legacy sets sail to circle the globe, only to find himself battling deadly enemies both on the high seas and within his own ranks.
Oh yeah, this one's got it all. Exploration, betrayal, ninja skills, you name it. What we're going to do today is take you deep into these stories. We'll highlight those crucial decisions, those conflicts that'll have you on the edge of your seat, and those aha moments that make these stories so addictive. You want to understand what makes these tales tick? And we're going to make sure you do, and fast.
All right, let's jump right in with Tides of Fury. We meet Ayala, and she's not your average mermaid. She's a sea lotus, like a guardian of the ocean depths. She's got this shimmering tail and a seriously intimidating trident. But here's the thing. She starts out as a thief, driven by desperation.
That's a great point. And what she's after is this forbidden magic pearl. It's guarded by a sea witch, but she's, well, dead now. So right off the bat, we've got magic and a bit of spooky folklore. Legend has it, this pearl can grant wishes, but there's a catch, as always. What's really driving Alayla is her deep longing for the human world, specifically for a prince she's seen on a ship up above. The story talks about his laughter echoing down to her, and you can feel that almost magical connection. She wants something she can't have. It's a pretty powerful starting point, right?
Totally. It's like that universal feeling of wanting what seems impossible. So she gets her hands on this pearl, but it doesn't come easy. The witch's cave, it collapses around her. Talk about bad timing. But she manages to escape and swims to the surface just as the sun sets, which, feels symbolic, doesn't it? And then, bam, she transforms. Her tail becomes human legs. The story says, each step on the sandy shore a burning brand, so you know it's not a pleasant experience. And the pressure's on because the prince's ship is still on the horizon. It really drives home that desire comes at a price.
Absolutely. Those new legs, they become her strategy, her way to get close to the prince. She ends up as a servant on his ship, always watching him, always searching. But here comes the twist. The sea magic has this cruel side effect. Every sunset, the pain in her legs gets worse and worse, like it's trying to pull her back to the sea. And to make matters worse, every sunrise steals her voice. So all she's got left are her eyes, desperate, yearning eyes. The sacrifices keep piling up, it's like her choice just keeps getting more and more costly.
The tension just builds and builds, right? Imagine being so close to your dream but unable to actually reach out and grab it. And the prince, he's a good guy but totally oblivious to her true nature and what she's given up. Then a storm hits, like the world itself is mirroring her internal struggle. And this is where we see Ayala's true strength. She saves the prince from the raging waves using her, quote, sea-born strength. It's a heroic moment that shows us who she really is beneath the disguise.
Totally agree. And it all comes to a head when he pulls her ashore. The sun rises, and bam! Her legs transform back into a mermaid's tail right in front of him. It's a total shock, but also undeniable proof of what she is. She's completely vulnerable now with her true magical self exposed.
Talk about a reveal, and then we find out about the sea witch's curse. Any mermaid who walks on land turns to sea foam at the next sunrise, so the stakes just skyrocketed. But the prince's reaction is crucial here. He goes from disbelief to wonder to understanding. He asks, "You saved me. Who are you?" And it's such a powerful moment full of emotion and curiosity. It shows that he's starting to accept the impossible.
Exactly. Now that she can't speak, Ayala has to get creative. She uses gestures and pieces of driftwood to tell him her incredible story. She manages to explain where she comes from, the magic of the pearl, and most importantly, her love for him. And the prince, he's got this connection to the sea himself, so he's able to see past the magic and recognize the brave heart trapped by cruel magic. It's a beautiful example of empathy and connection overcoming all those superficial differences.
It really shows how strong their unspoken bond is. And now they're in a race against time, not against the witch, but against the sunrise. They use what they've got, his ship and her knowledge of the ocean currents. But then Ayala starts to weaken. Her body begins to dissolve into sea foam. It's heartbreaking to see her sacrifice almost costing her everything.
It's a close call. But just when you think all hope is lost, the prince finds the witch's lair. And this is where his true character shines. He holds up the pearl, but he doesn't wish for himself or even just for Adela to be free from the curse. He wishes for a love that transcends boundaries, a love that can exist between a mermaid and a human. It's the ultimate act of selfless love.
And the magic grants them something incredible. Instead of tragedy, they transform together. Adela becomes her sea lotus self again, and the prince, he becomes a merman. The pearl didn't just solve the problem, it created a whole new reality where they could truly be together. It's like saying true love doesn't require compromise. It requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to embrace change.
Yeah, and the ending is perfect. The pearl gives them a whole ocean kingdom to rule together, a testament to their unique bond. They return to the waves, and their joy is just palpable. Ayala finds her true home, not just in the sea, but in a love that accepts her completely. It's a powerful message about the transformative power of selfless love.
What a fantastic story. Okay, let's shift gears and head into undercurrents of conspiracy. We meet Captain Ferdinand Magellan, this legendary explorer driven by glory and riches, the classic motivators. But here's the twist. He's also the last survivor of the Hidden Blade, a whole clan of ninjas. That's a pretty awesome secret, right?
Right. It adds so much depth to this historical figure. So Magellan sets sail with the Trinidad and 4 other ships, heading for the Spice Islands. But from the beginning, there's this sense of unease, like something's brewing beneath the surface. There are whispers of rebellion and the constant threat of mutiny among the crew. It's clear that the dangers he faces aren't just out there in the vast ocean, but also within his own ranks.
It's like he's sailing into a storm on 2 fronts, right? He's got uncharted waters, possible sea monsters, and then this potential betrayal from his own men. And that's where his ninja skills become so important. The story mentions Inape, this ancient ninja art of moving like a shadow and mastering the terrain. And it's not just about physical space, it's about navigating human intentions, which can be even more dangerous. We see hints of this, like phantom movement on deck, the whisper of a blade in the night. There's a constant, invisible threat lurking around him.
Totally. He's dealing with uncharted territory, forming alliances with different cultures, and those classic sailor tales of monsters. But the story makes it clear that the biggest danger is the growing unrest among his crew. It highlights the challenges of leadership, especially on such a huge and ambitious journey.
And then, boom, the mutiny explodes just as they reach the seemingly peaceful island. His own crew, driven by greed and who knows what else, turn against him. The battle that follows is brutal. The story talks about steel, sweat, and the rhythmic ocean waves. It's intense. But Magellan, outnumbered and betrayed, he gnaws back on his ninja training. He uses parries, feints born from years of training. It's such a cool contrast, this explorer who's secretly a deadly warrior. It shows how strength can come from the most unexpected places.
And the mutiny isn't just a random act of greed, which makes it even more interesting. The story reveals this whole conspiracy, orchestrated by a shadowy Portuguese emissary. This guy's offering riches to anyone who'll sabotage Magellan's voyage. It's a reminder of the intense competition between nations during that era of exploration.
So this island paradise turns into a battleground, and Magellan's fighting for more than just his life. He's fighting to protect his mission, his command. He becomes this dual role, the skilled warrior and the strategic leader. He's driven by duty, yeah, but maybe also a desire for revenge. It makes him a really complex character.
Right. And the Portuguese agent escapes, leaving behind a trail of betrayal and bloodshed. The Trinidad, it's damaged, but still afloat. They continue the journey, but now with a renewed sense of purpose and a lot more caution. Magellan's mission has changed. It's not just about discovery anymore. It's about survival, about defending his expedition against those who want to see it fail. He's constantly aware of hidden enemies and plots against him.
It really shows how important his ninja training is. It's not just a cool backstory element. It's what allows him to survive this betrayal and keep going. The story says his training had saved his ship and his dream, but it also acknowledges that the journey ahead is still dangerous, with the vast unknown world and the lengthening shadows of conspiracy always looming.
Despite everything he's faced, Magellan doesn't give up. He's this fascinating mix of explorer and warrior. He's not just charting new lands, he's constantly battling those undercurrents of conspiracy. His story is a powerful example of resilience in the face of adversity.
Absolutely. So looking back at both Tides of Fury and Undercurrents of Conspiracy, what stands out to you? What connects these two seemingly different stories and characters?
What's really fascinating is how both Ayla and Magellan face incredible danger and are driven by these powerful desires. For Ayla, it's this transformative love, this yearning for connection that makes her willing to sacrifice everything. For Magellan, it's ambition, the pursuit of glory, and a sense of duty that fuels him. Despite their different worlds, both stories explore these very human motivations.
That's so true. And think about this. In Tides of Fury, Ayala undergoes a literal physical transformation. But in Undercurrents of Conspiracy, Magellan's transformation is more about revealing his hidden identity, his secret skills. Both characters have to adapt and fight in ways they probably never expected, drawing on hidden strengths. What do you think this tells us about strength and resilience?
That's a great question. It suggests that strength isn't always about brute force or sticking to one identity. It's about being adaptable, using all your skills, even the hidden ones, and embracing different parts of yourself when things get tough. Both Ella and Magellan show us that we have hidden reserves, unexpected capabilities that can help us overcome incredible challenges.
You got it. We hope exploring these stories has sparked your imagination, maybe even inspired you to find more tales where fantasy and history collide. Thanks for joining us on the Cowboys vs. Ninjas podcast. We'll be back soon with another adventure. Rate and follow for more Cowboys vs. Ninjas episodes.